Hello and welcome back to Behind the Hound. Joining me in studio is Coach Kristin Drabyn and Devin from the women's basketball team. Guys, how are you doing today?
Doing well.
Good. So, Coach, after going 17-14 in your first season as head coach of the women's basketball team, what did you learn and what adjustments can be made to improve this season?
I think one thing I learned is just continual, always adjusting. So there's always something new that you have to, and every year there's a new team. I think our expectations are set now. We have a higher standard. I think the girls have done a good job of, coming back and knowing what that looks like to move forward for this year and to build off what we did last year.
Absolutely. Now the team gets things started at Wright State on November 1st. What do you expect going against the Division I opponent, and what is this going to do for your team?
Well, a lot of times they're bigger, faster, stronger. I know Wright State is really good with the ball and they can score it really quickly. So defensively, we're going to have to be ready. We're known for our defense, so it's going to be a really good test for us. And it's going to be fun to go over there because we know a lot of people over at Wright State.
Now, 9 of the 10 non-GLVC opponents on the schedule are regional matchups. What will it mean to have success against those teams as it helps you prepare for the conference schedule?
Well, the biggest thing for the NCAA is you have to have region points, and you have to play region teams. So I try to put us in position to where we can get to the tournament this year. UIndy hasn't been in a couple years, and they're a storied program who does that, and just to get us back on track. So hopefully it'll be a good test for our girls moving forward.
Now, you mentioned a little bit of a miss of success recently. The team is known for making it to the championships and things like that. What are some things the team has been doing this year to hopefully make it on?
I think it's just the little things, your fundamentals every day, getting better. It's about the process, and I tell the kids all the time to trust the process. Every day we just got to get a little bit better, and that's what's going to make us successful.
Discuss the importance of having 11 returning players this year from last season, including first-team All-GLVC performer Martha Burse.
I think it's important just because they know what we expect. They're able to help the younger kids, and they know what we want, and we can get into practice, and we can progress a little bit faster, knowing when we have to go fast and when we have to slow down. But it's just nice to have them, another voice on the floor this year, a lot more voices than we did have last year.
Now, how do you, both of you guys, fill the voids on the court, not only as leaders, but now that Nicole Anderson and Sydney Brackmeyer have left the team?
Well, me as a senior leader, I try to, step up and say things at the right time. She's always told me, you can keep saying stuff, but you have to have a meaning behind it, and I've been trying to work on that and try to get through to my teammates better.
Absolutely. Coach?
I think the biggest thing is leadership. Devin and Martha are our two captains this year, and they're both leaders, and they're both mature, and they work very hard, and they put in the time. So I think it's important for me to lean on them as much as possible. This year is losing those two, but you always gain more, and they're growing every day, and it's fun to watch them grow. Now,
I want to talk about goals a little bit for both you, Devin, and you, Coach, for the team. Now, Devin, what are some personal goals you have? You are a senior. What are some goals you hope to accomplish personally, and then we'll go into team goals.
Personally, I do want to be an all defensive type of player this year. That's my goal to just get defensive stops and just be a defensive energy for my team. So, and also, go ahead.
No, go ahead, you're fine.
Also, this is not personal, just a team, we still want to come out on top conference-wise, and I'm just trying to help with my defensiveness just to get there and
Absolutely.
Carry my team.
Now, Coach, what are some of the team goals you have for this season?
You always want, this year we have divisions. We have 3 divisions because St. Joe is not here anymore, so we have 3 pods, and I think it's always important. We want to win our pod as much as possible. We have a tough road ahead with Bellarmine, Southern Indiana, Lewis, and Parkside in there. But that's, I think, a good goal for us is to do our best in that pod. Last year, 11 of our 14 losses were by 8 points or less. So I think finishing games is going to be a big team goal for us this year, and having those 11 returners are really going to help at the end of game situations.
Now, you guys both mentioned defense a lot. Now, we sort of haven't really hit on offensive too much. What are some things the offensive end needs to do to sort of maybe pick up some of the slack that maybe has been there in the past, since you guys are such a strong defensive team?
You got something?
Well, we were talking about this the other day. We started the season off with a lot of turnovers per game, and that's one thing that we're trying to cut down on right now, and I feel like we're doing a pretty good job on that. On the offensive end. So
For sure. I mean, when you lose 2 dominant scorers, it's tough. But at the same time, we have to score by committee. We have a lot of girls that can score and in different ways. And I think that's the important is our kids know their roles and here and there. And so scoring by committee is going to be a huge thing for us as a basketball team. And it's fun basketball when you're able to do that.
Absolutely. Now, what are some key players that you've noticed in some of the preseason things and practices that are sort of sticking out this season?
Well, of course, Martha Burse, you know, she's put in so much time this past summer, and just to see her even grow. I mean, she's a first team all-conference player, but she got better. And I think that's really important for the younger kids to see. And Devin's grown so much. On the floor, you can see her confidence has grown, and especially on the defensive end of the
She's
floor.
like, yeah, my confidence.
So just to see those two be able to grow into those roles a little bit and know that they have a bigger responsibility this year. With much is given, much is required. And so we've been really trying to harp on that with leadership, and we have some new faces that we're excited about.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm sure we will talk to you when it gets closer to tournament time and postseason time. So we'll be watching your season to see how it's going. Hopefully you guys can accomplish the goals that you've set so far. But that is all of the time that we have here today. Thanks. Have a great night.